Cardi B fumes with rage after Offset MOCKS breakup with Stefon Diggs. The Atlanta skyline shimmered under a velvet midnight sky, but inside the penthouse, the air was anything but calm. Cardi B stood barefoot on the marble floor, her phone clenched tightly in her manicured hand. The glow from the screen reflected in her eyes that were no longer sparkling with humor or confidence. They were burning. Across social media, clips were spreading like wildfire. Memes, laughing emojis, commentary pages dissecting every second. And at the center of it all, Offset. Earlier that evening, during a live stream that had already racked up millions of views, Offset had laughed. Not just laughed, but mocked rumors about Cardi's alleged split with Stefon Diggs. He'd leaned back in his chair, smirking. "Man, y'all wild," he'd said, chuckling. "That situation ain't never serious. Folks be playing house." The chat exploded. The blogs clipped it. The captions wrote themselves. Offset mocks Cardi's breakup. Ex-husband shades Stefon Diggs. Cardi gets played. And now the storm had reached her. The breaking point. Cardi tossed the phone onto the velvet couch. "Is he crazy?" she shouted, pacing across the room. "He think this funny?" Her team stood frozen. PR managers, stylists, security. No one dared speak first. This wasn't regular irritation. This was volcanic. Cardi had stayed quiet for weeks while rumors swirled. She had refused interviews. She hadn't subtweeted. She hadn't clapped back. She'd handled it privately. But Offset? He had just taken something personal, something complicated, and turned it into entertainment. And Cardi B did not like being made into a joke. The call her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She knew exactly who it was. She answered without hesitation. "What?" she snapped. On the other end, Offset exhaled dramatically. "You really mad over that?" "Over that?" Cardi's voice rose. "You on live, laughing about my life like it's a comedy show." "It was jokes," he said coolly. "Folks too sensitive." "Oh, I'm sensitive?" she shot back. "You the one watching what I'm doing." There was silence, tense, thick. "You think I care?" he said finally. Cardi laughed, but it wasn't her usual playful laugh. It was sharp. "You cared enough to press go live." Click. She hung up. The media frenzy. By morning, every entertainment outlet had picked up the story. Sports blogs dragged Buffalo Bills into it, speculating how Stefon Diggs might react. Music blogs replayed old interviews of Cardi and Offset. Think pieces flooded timelines. Some fans defended her. Some sided with him. Some just wanted chaos. And chaos was exactly what they got. The studio explosion. Cardi stormed into the studio later that afternoon. No glam. No entourage. Just fury. "Play the beat," she demanded. The producer hesitated but pressed the spacebar. Heavy bass flooded the room. She stepped into the booth, and then she let it out. Every line was razor sharp. "Don't laugh at my story when you wrote half the pain. You live for the camera, I live for my peace," mocking my name just to stay in the feed. The energy was electric, raw, personal. By the second verse, the engineers were exchanging looks. This wasn't just a diss. This was catharsis. Stefan's reaction. Meanwhile, Stefon Diggs remained silent publicly. No tweets, no interviews. Just a cryptic Instagram story. A black screen with one sentence. "Real ones don't entertain noise." Fans analyzed it for hours. Was it about Offset? Was it about Cardi? Was it about the media? No one knew. And that uncertainty only intensified the drama. The confrontation. 2 days later, at a private industry event in Los Angeles, fate intervened. Offset walked in. Cardi was already there. The room shifted instantly. Whispers, phones subtly recording. Offset approached cautiously. "You doing too much," he muttered. Cardi turned slowly. "Too much," she repeated. Her voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. "You mocked me publicly," she said, eyes locked onto his. "You made it content. It wasn't that deep. It was to me." The silence between them carried years of history. Love, betrayal, reconciliation, heartbreak. "You don't get to decide what's deep for me," she added. For once, Offset had no quick response. The breaking news hours later, Cardi went live. Millions tuned in. She sat calmly, surprisingly composed. "I don't play about respect," she began. "Y'all can gossip, y'all can speculate, but when someone laughs at my personal life, that's different." She didn't yell, she didn't curse, and somehow that made it even more powerful. "I'm not here for mockery, I'm here for growth." The live stream ended. Within minutes, hashtags trended worldwide. The aftermath. Offset posted a brief statement the next day. "Ain't no disrespect intended." Fans debated whether it was an apology or damage control. Cardi didn't respond. Instead, she announced a surprise single, the same track she recorded in that rage-filled studio session. It dropped at midnight, and it broke streaming records. Because when Cardi B fumed with rage, she didn't just argue, she created. Final scene. Late that night, alone in her penthouse, Cardi stood by the window. The anger had cooled into something else, resolve. She whispered to herself, "I ain't nobody's punchline." The city lights blinked below. And somewhere, in the echo of all that chaos, one thing became clear. Mock her? Laugh at her? Turn her life into a headline? That might spark a fire. But Cardi B? She turned fire into fuel. The Miami night was electric. Palm trees swayed in the humid breeze, camera flashes lit up Ocean Drive, and inside one of the most exclusive rooftop lounges in South Beach, the music pounded like a heartbeat. At the center of it all was Cardi B. She wasn't smiling. Her glittering silver heels clicked sharply against the marble floor as she paced inside the VIP section, her diamond earrings catching the neon lights. Around her, her team stood silent. Too silent. Everyone felt it. The tension. Hours earlier, headlines had exploded across social media about her rumored breakup with Stefon Diggs. The blogs had been ruthless. Cardi and Diggs done? Another love story over? Offset reacts? And that last headline was the spark. Because somewhere in Atlanta, during a live stream that was supposed to be just vibes, Offset had laughed. Laughed. The clip that lit the match. The video spread in seconds. Offset leaned back in a leather chair, grinning as someone off-camera mentioned Cardi's split. "Man," he said with a chuckle, shaking his head. "Told y'all, some people ain't built for long runs." The comment was subtle, but the smirk wasn't. And the internet did what the internet does best, dissected every frame. Within minutes, fans were tagging Cardi, sending her the clip, flooding her comments. At first, she ignored it. Then she watched it. Once, twice, 3 times. Her jaw tightened. "He think this funny?" Back. In Miami, Cardi's phone screen glowed in her hand. She didn't scream immediately. That would have been easier. Instead, her anger built slowly, like lava rising under the surface. "He think this funny?" she muttered. Her stylist shifted nervously. "Cardi, it's just the internet. He didn't say your name." "Oh, he ain't have to." Her voice was calm, too calm. And that was when everyone knew it was about to explode. The backstory nobody saw. The truth was, Cardi's situation with Diggs had been complicated. Stefon had been charming, focused, intense. He understood fame from a different angle, NFL stadiums instead of arenas, but it felt refreshing, until it didn't. Schedules clashed, rumors swirled, trust thinned like fragile glass. Their final conversation had been private, emotional, mature, no drama, no screaming, just 2 people acknowledging the timing wasn't right. So for Offset to laugh, to make it a punchline, that cut deeper than the blogs ever could. The breaking point. Someone in the lounge turned up the music. Wrong move. Cardi slammed her phone down on the glass table. "Turn that off." The DJ froze. The entire rooftop went silent except for the ocean breeze. Cardi stood there, breathing heavily. "You don't get to laugh at my life," she snapped. "You don't get to make jokes like I'm some storyline." Her best friend tried to calm her. "You know he wants a reaction, and I'ma give him one." Instagram Live, the detonation. At 11:47 p.m., Cardi hit go live. Within seconds, 200,000 viewers joined. Her face filled the screen. Flawless makeup, but eyes blazing. "I'm real tired," she began. "Real tired of grown men thinking my life a comedy show." The comments flooded. "We saw the clip. Clock him, he mad FR." She didn't shout. She didn't cry. She spoke with precision. "When I move on with respect. When something ends, I handle it like a woman. But don't ever, ever try to play me for laughs." The air felt charged. "And let me say this," she added, leaning closer to the camera. "Nobody break me. Nobody leave me in pieces. If something end, it end because I said so." The view count doubled. Across the country in Atlanta, Offset was reportedly watching. Offset fires back. Minutes later, Offset posted a cryptic tweet. "Jokes only hurt when they true." That was gasoline. Cardi saw it mid-live. Her eyes widened. "Oh, he bowled tonight," she said. Her voice rose now. "You think I'm hurt? You think I'm pressed? Baby, I built my empire before you, during you, and after you." The comments were flying too fast to read, but the internet had officially chosen sides. The unexpected twist. Just as things seemed ready to spiral into full-blown war, a new post appeared. Stefon Diggs, A simple black background with white text. Respect her. Always. No tags. No explanation. Just that. The internet erupted. Cardi saw it. And for a moment, just a flicker, her anger softened. She ended the live abruptly. Back in the quiet of her hotel suite, Cardi sat on the edge of the bed. The rage had drained, leaving exhaustion. "Why he always try to provoke me," she whispered. Her assistant hesitated. "Maybe because you reacting means you still care." Cardi shook her head. "No, I react because I refuse to be disrespected." She stared at the skyline. For years, her relationship with Offset had been a roller coaster. Love, betrayal, reconciliation, chaos. Public, loud, explosive. But tonight felt different. This wasn't heartbreak, this was pride. The final move. The next morning, Cardi posted one final message. A glamorous photo shoot shot, chin high, eyes fierce. Caption: "Laugh now, I'm still winning." No names, no tags, just power. And this time, she didn't go live. She didn't argue. She let silence speak. Offset's reaction sources claimed Offset deleted his tweet, then went quiet. No more smirks, no more cryptic jokes, just silence. Because the truth, Cardi didn't just rage, she recalibrated. She reminded the world that she wasn't the punchline, she was the headline. The aftermath, within 48 hours. Think pieces flooded YouTube. Fans debated loyalty versus ego. Memes exploded. Diggs stayed silent after his supportive post. But Cardi, she dropped a studio snippet. Aggressive, confident, unapologetic. And the hook said, "They laugh when you fall, but I never tripped." The internet lost its mind. Weeks later, at a major awards show, Cardi walked the red carpet in a blazing red gown. Offset was there too. Across the room, their eyes met briefly. No smiles, no waves, just understanding. Whatever history they had, it wasn't comedy. It was complicated. And Cardi B, she wasn't fuming anymore. She was focused, and that was far more dangerous.